Well, so good to be back and to be able to share with you today the 5 levels of a movement, of a disciple-making movement, 5 levels of leadership. And it's really exciting when you have a look at the 4 fields and the multiplication. You know, how can we go into our community? How can we go into the harvest? And how we can grow as disciple makers. And if we have a look over here, there's 5 levels. And the level 1, L1, over there is a seed sower. This is an individual who knows how to sow the seed. He understands that he needs to sow the seed. He understands he's got a relational map. He understands that he can look for a person of peace, and he sows the seed generously, a seed sower. And 98% of Christians today who go to church have never shared the gospel with anyone. That's how bad it is. We're not even level 1 when it comes to disciple making. And so that's level 1. Level 2 is the church planter, individual who goes out and gets a church start. He starts a small group, and there he is. This is this individual. He goes out and he plants a church. Really exciting. And so that's the church planter. And level 3 is the church multiplier. It's an individual who knows how to not only start one church, but he can plant other churches. And here he is over there, and he goes out and he's a church multiplier. There he is. He's out there in the harvest and he's planting churches. And what he's doing, he's getting a stream going. And a stream is getting to 3rd and 4th generation from that initial church. You see, anyone can plant a church on his own gifts and his own talents and his own abilities. But when you become a church multiplier, getting to 3rd and 4th generation from that original church, you have to believe in other people. You are releasing people. You're not claiming people and come to my church and I want to build up this big church. You're releasing people. And your church is going out and starting other churches. And that's the church multiplier. Level 4 is the multiplication trainer. This is a stream. This becomes a movement right over here. There's that individual over there. And what he's doing, he's working with multiple streams. Really exciting. Because if he can do it once, he can do it many times. He believes in other people. It then becomes a movement. Really, truly exciting. And the last one over here is a movement catalyst. This is a stream. This is a movement. This is multiple movements. This is the Apostle Paul, the Galatian stream, the Macedonian stream, the Asian stream. Really exciting over here. There's that one individual, but boy, he's now working with all these streams over here. It's a stream on steroids right over there, a movement catalyst. But what I want to show you over here, for us, if you draw a line down here, this is where it becomes really difficult, but if you can get to level 3, it's exciting. That's where it becomes a movement. You now believing in other people. If you look at the 4 fields, if we draw the 4 fields over here and over there, okay, there's the 4 fields, and we're talking about tools. Because when we become disciple makers and we're working on the 4 fields, what we're doing is we're learning certain tools that we put in our toolbox. Okay? There could be 10 of them. And so to become a level 1 seed sower, we need to understand how to enter the empty field. That's right over there. And we need to know how to share the gospel. So the seed sower knows how to do these 2 boxes over here. Enter the empty field and how to share the gospel. And which tools do we use for that? We know the person of peace in Luke 10. We know how to find that house of peace. We know and we understand our relational map, who we connected to. And over here, we know what? Our 15-second testimony. We know our story. We know Jesus' story. So we know how to share the gospel. Yeah, there's some tools you got in your toolbox. It's really exciting. This dude over here, the church planter, he knows how to enter an empty field. He knows how to sow the gospel, share the gospel. He knows how to make disciples. He uses the 411. Okay, 4 questions, 1 piece of paper in 1 hour. We're teaching others and equipping them. This individual, because he knows how to start a church, he knows how to get into the harvest, get the sickle out, and he knows how to gather groups in the community. Yeah, he knows how to do church. So that's why the 4 fields disciple making principle is so exciting. Because you're getting different tools. You're being equipped with tools. You're putting those tools in your toolbox. And you pull certain tools out as you go out into the harvest. And this individual over here, this is where we need to get to. Forget about that. If you can get there, you are going to do amazing things for God. This is the church multiplier. And this is where you believe in other people. You add value to other people's lives. You equip them and you release them. You give them tools and you release them. You'll never become famous. You'll never become wealthy. But I want to tell you something. You will get a movement going. You will release people into the harvest. And one will say, well, how do I get there, or how do I get there? It all starts right there. You get into the harvest and you share the gospel. God bless you. Till next time.